Hi friend, it's Amy with Renewing Stitches. How are you this fine day? It is currently Tuesday, the first Tuesday of 2026, so that makes it the 6th. And it is nice outside. It is going to be 75 or 76 here in Northeast Texas. And then we're getting a cold and rain for the end of the week, so we're roller coastering, but enjoying it nonetheless. I got some garden things done this last weekend, and sent our oldest back to his GAP program, and getting back started on senior year of homeschool for the youngest. So lots of routine things to get back to. But I have been stitching the last, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you. The last 2 weeks have been good, full of holiday and family and gathering and resting. But also I got some stitching done, so I'm going to show you real quick. I think it'll be shorter as per the usual lately. I have one finish, a new start, and actually 2 new starts, but one is not in here, so I will show you that next time. It's just a wee start anyway. Maybe 30-40 stitches, but it's in the other room, so that'll have to wait. I got 2 whips to show you. My throat. Sorry. Let's see. First, the finish. This is Temperature Stitches by Stitchin' Mommy. And for 2025, I picked this to work on. This was her newest one in 2025. Hi, Sarah. The new one she has, Stitchin' Mommy, is out on Etsy. She did a video on it. It is alphabets. Good ones. I'm not sure. I really think I want to do turtles this time. I haven't done the turtles, but I did get the alphabet one, and I will be doing that at some point. But I think I want to do the turtles because I haven't done the turtles or the Quaker, and now the alphabet. So I may do the Quaker. I don't know. We'll see. I may do the alphabets. I haven't decided. I won't decide probably until next week. Just get a couple of days in of the new year. Temperature wise, and see how it's going. Anyway, I stitched this on a 28 count. Yes, white even weave, 2/2, unless for the herringbone stitch I did 2/2, and for the 2 corners, the straight stitches, I did, or the satin stitches, I did use 2 threads, but everything else is 1 thread. Yes. Here's my finish. So last time you saw, I believe I was up here in December. We had one of these was, I think it was 80 right here. Maybe, yeah. And then we got down to 40, 45 at the end of January. At the end of December. But we had some warmer days and all the cool. But this is my finish for last year. I thoroughly enjoyed. I learned several new stitches. That I can use again. These were the ones that I was talking about that were full. They were 2 strands over 2 fibers. 2 strands of floss over 2 fibers. They feel really soft. So soft. DMC on all of it. This is, the herringbone is 08. DMC 08. All the stitches were fun. They are not perfect. When I started the month, I was learning, and then they turned out pretty good at the end. Some of them, like the French knots, not so much, but it's okay. I don't mind them. I can see my growth. But all fun stitches that I will be using again at some point. That's my finish. What am I going to do? I have no idea. I would like to put it on a pillow, but I may put it in a notebook, or I may frame it. I have the only one I have on display right now is the Temperature Tree, which is also Stitchin' Mommy's. And then I have a couple of her other designs that are also on display. But the temperature tree is in a hoop. I finished it in a hoop. This one would not work in a hoop. I may frame it. The butterflies, I did 2 rows of 6 for a longer frame. Everything else I think was as charted. The temperature typography, and there's another one in there. Anyway, so we'll see what I do with this one. Right now, it's going to be folded neatly. Well, I may hang it up on a hanger somewhere. Anyway, but I enjoyed that immensely. Thank you, Sarah. Look forward to stitching another one this year. New start number 1. Well, I'll just show you. This is the new start for this video. The other new start will be shown next time. I started the Prairie Schooler Santa, Patriotic Santa right there, with my in-person friends. We have been, well, 2 of them have been stitching Santas. I want to stitch Santas. I have several charts, and this being the birthday, 250th birthday of the United States, I was going to do, if I did any Santas this year, they would be Patriotic Santas. And there are quite a few Patriotic Santas out there, not just Prairie Schooler, but many. So this is the one I started right here. Doing it on just a scrap of toast maybe, or I don't remember. Toast, I think. It's just an Aida, 14 count Aida. That's my start. Using DMC that are called for. I haven't figured out the face yet. It's a little pinky. I did pull the floss for it. It is a little pinky for my taste, so I haven't figured that out yet. But I did some good work. I have the hat done and the beard. Yeah. And the collar, I think. Everything else is to be stitched. The other start is Sweet Land from Teresa Kogut. That also started. That's the New Year New Start that I didn't really get started until like that evening, the first of the first. So it's got a wee start. So I'm going to count it as a new start next week, but I'll probably work on it a little bit more this week. All right, so the rest are whips. The other 2 are whips. The other 2 are whips. First one is Plum Street. My goal is to get this one done this year, Heritage Sampler, on 40 count Country Mocha Newcastle linen. One day I'll remember that. Here's where I am, and there's my needle. Let's see here. Go back to the back. Okay. I got to work on this several times while visiting with friends. And we'll get to that later. There's just so much good Flosstube and all. Anyway, this is where I am. So from last time, I think I finished the box here. I told you I was going to backstitch the words instead of doing over one. So I'll be doing that at some point. I brought this down completed, well, not completed, but I got all the black done in the flower pot / urn. Finished my thread of black with the over one. So I have Oh Beauty. Here we go. And then I am down here. I was doing the leaf, ran out of my floss color, and decided to bring the vine down and go around the flower pot / urn. So I'll finish that strand and then pick this back up and finish that, and then put up the other colors and things. So anyway, that's my progress, doing pretty good. Again, the goal was to finish that before the end. Actually, it's before the end of May. No, end of May. That'll be good. That's Heritage Sampler. And then I brought out, I was talking about this last time also, the Heaven and Earth Design Amy Stewart one, because I was wanting to do the SAL that HAED does, where you, I think this time it was stitch an entire page and then get the freebie chart, which is an Amy Stewart chart. And I haven't worked on this one. It's going to take me years to finish this one, so I should just stick with this one instead. So that's what I'm doing. This is the Quick Stitch Stitch in Time by Moonlight by Amy Stewart. It is black and white because I just print that way. Stitching it on 28 count even weave 2/1 using all DMC, and I am still on the first page. It is, I mean, it's looking better. 28 count 2/1. Here's my first page. I filled in a bunch of popcorn. So I have, or is it rogue stitches? I don't know what it's called, where there's one stitch here and then you travel like half across the page and there's another stitch, singular stitch. So I did those. I did not travel across half the page, but I did scoot it in the back and then went to the other place. But I got all this done. There's one stitch I have that's in here that needs to be done that's still rogue, but then I filled in, I've got blue here and I did some blue there, and I think I did some blue, no, that was there. So I'm working on it and that'll be good. That'll be page 1. Yay, it's that big. Very, very tiny. How did I say how big it was going to be? 28 on a 28 count. I did not write that down. I think it might be on my index card in my bag. Let's see here. 350. The chart itself is 350 by 308. So 350 divided by 28. So 12.5 inches. A little less than 12.5 inches square. So I have plenty of fabric. This is where it'll be. So it's not, I mean, it'll be nice size. But that is it. I'm very excited about that. So up here, I've done part of the window. I'm gonna come down to the book, scoot over to the lady maybe, or even, this is my favorite part. If you go out and look at the design itself, the fan is beautiful. That's my favorite part. And I'm always a top left starter most of the time. Not always. Most of the time a top left starter. So coming this way and saving that for the end will be really fun. So that's where that is. And I think that's all. 13 minutes, hot dog. I have had a glorious time finished watching all of the Flossmas and Flossy Vlogmas videos and catching up with my friends that have regular videos that have been in there with all the daily videos, but it is now the season for whip parades. And I mean, it was the season in December and even in November. I guess it's always a season for whip parade, right? But a bunch of them came out in December, and so I have them all in a folder ready to be watched, and I'm working through those. So it's been fun to watch all of the good Flosstube. It's great enabling, great motivation. It's great to see things that I have not seen before. Lots of people stitch on things that I don't stitch on, but I love to see their stitching. All the fancy ladies, I think they're beautiful. I wouldn't stitch them because they're a lot of them have Kreinik, and anyway, but it's so neat to see all the varying stitches and stitchers catching up with them. So that's it. That's all I have. we go back to our regular scheduled routine this week, back to ballroom lessons, back to piano lessons, back to Bible study, back to life, back to reality. Was that in your head? It was in my head. And then just getting the garden started, since it's been so nice. I worked on the garden a little bit outside. I planted garlic, though I think I'm late in getting it in. Hopefully it'll be okay. I have it on the shady side, so maybe when it's blazing hot this summer, it'll be okay and last. Because I think here we're supposed to plant, depending on the type of garlic, we're supposed to plant it in November, December, so I'm like a month out. So that means it'll be ready in July, August, I think. So, but I got it in. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you don't know until you try it, and it may work. So I have plans to put in greens, turnip greens and mustard greens, onion starts, and maybe some cabbage starts. We'll see. I may just keep it at mustard greens and onion greens, and maybe I'll get some spinach and lettuces in too. Carrots. All those ones that'll be okay if it gets cold. So that's where we are. Anyway, it's been fun to think about it again. I didn't do one much last year at all. I just let it volunteer because we were moving. And so having this one ready, and then I don't know because I've never gardened in this ground before. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, what else is new? Oh, we got a couple of games. Our favorite one, I think, is called Row Your Goat, and it's a card game. What else did we do? Saw family. Saw Daddy several times. Went over to Mama several times. Our oldest went back to his GAP program on Sunday, and our youngest we're getting back ready, I guess. So I've got to print off his homeschool stuff for this 6-week block, and then we'll be off and running again. Here we go, January of 2026. I am looking forward to watching many more Flosstubes. I'm looking forward to February with Olympics and Stitch in the Olympics. Oh, I'm doing, and I didn't write it down, but I'm doing Laura from Stitching by Shore. I'm doing her I Spy. Hi, friend. I'm doing her I Spy challenge. I've written down things for ideas for the prompts. I love seeing all the games. I'm not going to do all the games, but I love seeing all the games. I have a couple more starts this next week. I'm going to start the Peppermint Purple Sal because Katie, Jeremiah's mom, she did last year's and showed it. And it's black work, so I'm starting that one. And then she also talked about the Steady Thread. That's another black work one, Freebie Sal. So I'm doing that one, doing those two, and I have to pick a temperature piece. And I think that's all. Yes. The end. Have a lovely day. Thank you for stopping by and sharing your precious time with me. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye, friend.